McLaren CEO Zak Brown previously called out Racing Point for copying Mercedes' 2019 car, which drew a heavily critical response from Racing Point team principal Otmar Szafnauer, who suggested that Brown didn't know anything about the rules in F1 as he is not an engineer and that he was more acquainted with historic racing. Brown has now responded to these jibes. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Zak Brown returns Otmar's serve, "I've never been fined." Zak Brown began by talking about why he knows the rules of F1 despite not being an engineer. "I thought a lot of what Otmar said was accurate. I'm not an engineer. I don't know the rulebook first page to the last page. But as CEO, you have a racing team, and it's their job to know the rulebook and the regulations." He then took a jab at Otmar by explaining why he probably knows more about the rules than him. "In my time here leading McLaren, I've never been fined $1, let alone 400,000. I've never been docked points." He concluded by suggesting why Otmar should be the one who takes up historic racing. "As far as historic racing, I think people that know me know I enjoy historic racing, and I'd invite Otmar to come join me because he's got a historic car that he's currently racing." Fast feed. Clarity, transparency for the fairness of the competition and for the Formula One of the future is important, according to Ferrari team principal Matteo Binotto. Otmar Szafnauer thinks that his driver Sergio Perez contracted the virus from a private chef. Once back in Europe, he hired a private chef because all restaurants were closed. He further added that Perez was extremely careful. He stayed with his parents and did not eat out, and he thinks it could have happened to anyone. Red Bull's Max Verstappen thinks that many teams will already be looking at applying a two-stopper to maximize performance. He also responded to being compared to Michael Schumacher by saying that of course things can match, such as behaviour, which you are compared to, but it is something he never does as he just wants to be himself. His teammate Alex Albon has suggested that one thing is certain, and that is a lot of tyre management is required for the Spanish Grand Prix. McLaren's Carlos Sainz has revealed that his car in particular has less cooling and he has to drive with more cooling on the car, and that takes quite a bit of lap time. Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton has suggested that things will be very exciting with Red Bull in the long runs. It will therefore be a very exciting race as they have never driven on this track with this temperature. Pirelli's Mario Isola expects a race with 2 stops on Sunday, simply because of the temperatures. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko sees Sebastian Vettel's struggles more as a psychological problem than a technical problem. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner thinks they can certainly get some hope from Max's long runs, especially on the medium tyre. It looked very fast. It looks like it will be a warm weekend again. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff is confident that the engine mode ban will certainly not hurt them. He also revealed that the biggest uncertainties were made clear and they are now at a good point to sign the Concord agreement and move on. Renault team principal Cyril Abiteboul feels that instead of 15 points it should be all the points the team received with the illegal parts that Racing Point should be docked, and those are all the points this season. And his driver Esteban Ocon feels that there's still a lot to improve as it still doesn't feel like he's on the level he was at the end of 2018. Should Racing Point have been docked all their points, or was the penalty justified? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula One.